This is Social Studio and I am Mercy Ojo Aimodu. The Social Democratic Party in a press conference on Thursday, led by the national chairman Alhaji Shehu Musa Gabam, speaks on the 2023 general elections. The details.
It's my pleasure to welcome all of us to this very important occasion, which is a press conference by our great party, the Social Democratic Party, on the 2023 presidential and national assembly elections that took place on Saturday, February 25th, 2023. This press conference is called to essentially state the position of the party on the outcome and to make our position known to Nigerians on going forward for the purpose of democratic consolidation and building national unity and ensuring we have peace in our nation, Nigeria. It's on this note that I have the singular honor of inviting His Excellency, the National Chair of our great party, Alhaji Shehu Musa Gabam, Mathematilde, to bring the press. Your Excellency, sir.
The National Working Committee members there, the great men and women of our press. Let me start by thanking the press for their patriotic position, for any Nigerians that have listened to the comments and the way and the manner the media have covered the election. It shows the commitment of the Nigerian press to the Nigerian nationhood. And I want to urge all of us to appreciate the fact that this is the only country that we have. No matter how we differ, we have one precious country called Nigeria. On this note, I want to start by thanking the Nigerian media by moderating the feelings of Nigerians, assuaging them, appealing to them to believe in their country. I want to thank the media for this commitment. Number two, I want to also express gratitude to the Nigerian security agencies. Despite a very tight situation in the country, the insecurity in the country, this currency saga, the fuel scarcity, they have done fairly very well. Even though there are few security personnel that have compromised, based on the facts and the video clips that we have seen, they remain aloof while the breach was ongoing. We condemn those security personnel, but on the overall, we must thank security agencies for doing the very best given the challenges they have in maintaining law and order. There is no doubt that this election have generated controversy more than any election in the history of Nigeria. Given our circumstances, the assurances of the perfection of beaver system, the assurances of live transmission from result from the polling units. We know that INEC as an institution will maintain this position. We campaign strongly on the credibility of the beaver system. We told all Nigerians to go out and cast their votes, and their votes will count. Number two, INEC, I have always said, they are not independent as being called. They are interdependent. INEC relies strongly on the conducive environment for them to conduct election. And the other components that also provide this environment are the executive arm of the government who have vested interest also in this election. And therefore, given the challenges at hand, we can say that yes, there are a lot of failures of the paper system in so many places, and based on also different sources, INEC system was overhacked. We also had different audios emanating from different quarters, suggesting actors participant in this election, planning how to hack the system to ensure that this election will not take place. If you look at the totality of the conspiracy against our own system, we Nigerians, by Nigerians, it calls for sober reflection. The biggest challenge of Nigeria of today is not really the leadership, it's also the followership. The followership are the ones that have been impoverished, weaponized, poverty being weaponized. Sadly, at every polling unit recorded, you can see people distributing rice, spaghetti, indomie, omo, buying the conscience of people that have been impoverished. And I thought that we have learned lessons as citizens. We have developed independent mindset to go for individuals that are credible, that have record of service to the country. Unfortunately, it appears that Nigerians are still in the process of learning how to be independent in terms of determining their votes. It's very sad indeed. Thirdly, let me thank those who trusted SDP, casted their vote for SDP. We are part of the history making. We have produced 2 senators, 5 House of Reps so far, 1 from Rivers, 4 from Nasarawa, 2 senators from Nasarawa states. I think the media attacked SDP as SDP revolution. And indeed, if the beavers have worked and transmission was made without any interruption, SDP would have produced a lot of people, and we are still contesting a lot of positions in the court. We have our facts being collected, senators that we have won, reps that we have won, that we have been converted. We are also challenging those in the court. I just listened to one of the presidential candidates, His Excellency Peter Obi. I want to thank him for believing in the judicial system of Nigeria. He has demonstrated commitment and patriotism by saying that our election is an internal affairs of Nigeria, and we must trust our court system, no matter what it takes. Because this is the only country that we have. We are governed by laws. Let us trust and continue to strengthen our laws. I also want to remind him that no matter what he has made history, President Muhammadu Buhari continued for the country. It shows that no matter how we differ, we believe in one Nigeria. And we continue to believe in one Nigeria, irrespective of our differences. The INEC as an institution vested with the power of conducting election have declared a winner. We in SDP, despite the shortfall, as I've mentioned, beavers problem, transmission problem, we stand by the declaration pending the outcome of the court judgment. We need to keep Nigeria one. God have not created perfection anywhere. On this ground, we are standing by what INEC have done, And we are recommending to all those, including we in SDP, that disagreed to challenge it in the court of law. Let me go straight to the address. The national leadership of our great party, the Social Democratic Party, heartily congratulate Nigerians for peaceful, successful, and National Assembly elections that took place on Saturday, February 25th, and His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress candidate for winning the contested presidential election. We also salute the good showing of the front-runners-up and all the presidential candidates in the election for putting themselves forward to serve the country, for making the contest to be very competitive. The party celebrates our own presidential candidates, His Excellency Prince Wale Adebayo. Most of you have seen what he have tweeted for taking responsibility, for the party performance. He have taken the good and the bad side of it. For his impressive outing and running and daring issue-based campaign, we also congratulate our revolutionary and distinguished ambassadors in the race who won 2 senatorial seats, 5 houses of assembly. We are also expecting 5 houses of assembly. We are expecting from Taraba, from all our sources, we won 1 Senate, 1 House of Reps as well. Adamawa the same, we have 1 House of Reps. Rivers, we have 1 more. We are waiting and we are collecting the fact like I have mentioned. In Kwara, same. In virtually all our strongholds, we have won some Senate and House of Reps. So we are putting every item together. We will not leave any gap. Because from our outing so far, it shows that we are among the leading party from ground zero to this position that we are. And I think SDP have showcased its sincerity of purpose. A day to the election, there have been propaganda all over the place. Non-SDP members claiming leadership of party endorsing one candidate or the other. I was forced to issue a clearance that SDP did not go into any alliance whatsoever with any political party. Under my leadership, we will not compromise this party for an inch. I was part of those who started PDP from G7, 7 members when we started PDP, from G7. And we mobilized the country, we won election, we produced President Obasanjo as the president of Nigeria. It's a matter of the quality of people that you brought on board. And you are going to win. Nobody has monopoly of anything. So in SDP, we will continue to stand with our candidates that have been campaigning, spending their time and resources across the length and breadth of Nigeria. In this upcoming election for governorship, we are standing by all our gubernatorial candidates, all our state assembly candidates for this election. And we urge all SDP card-carrying members, sympathizers, supporters to vote for SDP nationwide. We are not in alliance in any state of the federation. We are standing by our candidates. The 2023 presidential election turned out with the most unique outcome considering the national spreads and some equal numbers of states won by 3 candidates. It also showcased that in Lagos State, for instance, Bola Tinubu lost Lagos State. He conceded to that defeat. It also defined humility. Otherwise, he has the capacity to create problems in Lagos State. But he said, no, I'm collecting and accepting my destiny. In Kano State, the sitting governor was defeated. In Kaduna, the sitting governor was defeated. In most of the, so far, I think about 7 or 8 sitting governors lost their seats. It shows some sort of balance. And in all those, you can see that people are now coming to reality. They are now facing the facts. They are facing their oppressors. And it shows clearly that it is a division in the opposition parties that allow APC to win the election. We have mentioned this severally, that parties, opposition parties should work together, define a terms of reference of government of national unity. That would have given us the advantage to win this election without any dispute whatsoever. But because of our ego problem, we are unable to define the way forward. And of course, an incumbency use every material available to them to their advantage to win the election. So the opposition party should take responsibility for dividing the minds of Nigerians, that led us to where we are today. Because if you look at the figures, if the parties have come together, we would have probably produced a different person based on INEC declaration of the winner. So it's a lesson to all the political parties to learn to work together, accept superior issues, keep aside sentiments and emotions, so that we can change the kind of terrible situation Nigerians are going through. Our educational system has collapsed, the health sector has collapsed, virtually everything is on its knees. The transport sector has collapsed. When I was going to Bauchi, I was scared. I was even thinking of returning back to Abuja. The roads were empty. People are feeling, worried. The same thing when I was coming back yesterday. The Abuja, Jos, Bauchi, Northeast Road is a very busy road. You can see scanty of cars on the roads. In all the towns, it started out like a ghost town. People were inside. They refuse to come out. They are scared. They don't know what is going to happen. So we are responsible for this, and leaders must take responsibility. We must protect this country. And I hope that INEC have learned their lessons, terribly battered, that in the next governorship election, they will ensure that the system functions. There should be no excuses anymore. We have raised this issue severally, that once the Beaver system credibility is being questioned, that democracy is in danger. You can imagine that a country that have registered voters of over 90 million, less than 10 million votes, 8 million votes produce the president of Nigeria. How do you define legitimacy in such a system? Over 90 million registered voters. 8 million. Over 8 million declared votes won the presidency. The voters' apathy were unprecedented. Absolutely unprecedented. This is what we were scared of. So when the Beaver system came on board, we campaigned vigorously to support the Beaver machines that votes are going to count. But based on what we have seen, it means that we need to do more, INEC need to do more, INEC need to adjust. They need to do internal checkings and make sure they punish those who compromise the process as a deterrence. They must be fished out and they must be punished. There are video clips going on. Security agencies must investigate and punish those culpable for letting us where we are today, despite billions of naira being sunk, public holiday declared, federal government lost revenue, individual lost revenue for this election. It was sacrificing for, and it was investigating, and it was punishing and deterrence to be created. So we commend INEC under Mahmoud despite the shortfalls, in the first of all votes. The election has been won and lost. Going forward, therefore, and what is right in the true interest of our country is for all grievances to be expressed through the appropriate channel and very responsibly. Our party believes strongly in the nation justice system, capable of addressing various concerns expressed, and for it to always do justice. We also note that democratic consolidation for national unity and sustainable growth and development, it is the imperative of the times. As such, the SDP called for political class and general public to eschew violence in their actions and pronouncements. and in the larger interest of our country, we call on President-elect in his strategic consideration to take deliberate and practical steps in uniting the country by pulling human assets, bringing the country together through a government of national unity to fix our obvious national crack, addressing the failing and heal the land and fast-track the process of national reconciliation. We submit that Nigeria is the only country and heritage that we have, and we all owe it a duty to ourselves and our posterity to protect the union and promote its stability. This is wishing our beloved country well as we open a new chapter in the annals of our political history. We strongly believe, like I've said, in the judicial system. We believe the system is not perfect, it wasn't correct. We believe INEC need to go back to the drawing board. We also believe the political actors must stop using religious sentiments. Rumors are all over the place. Religious centers have collected billions of naira. Allegations of companies giving billions of naira to individuals. And we have also had pronouncements from all the religious leaders, both Muslims and Christians, taking sides. This is not what we wish to see in Nigeria. We wish to see our unity in our diversity to strengthen our democracy. Religious leaders is to preach for peace and unity for all of us to work together as a nation. If Nigeria is not peaceful, there is no religious leader that can go out and preach. We cannot hold this press conference. And therefore, the uppermost in our mindset is the unity and the stability of Nigeria. Any other thing is secondary. We have seen how kidnappers have disrupted our peace, our prosperity. We have seen how people have been massacred, families conniving for their fathers, mothers to be kidnapped, brothers for ransom. We have seen how homogeneous people are killing their own people in the southeast, in the northwest. It has never happened in Nigeria before. And simply because there was a failure of leadership. And President Muhammad Buhari must take responsibility that he has failed in keeping Nigeria one. He has failed in keeping the unity of Nigeria. He must take responsibility as a leader. Because that currency decision was a very wrong one at the wrong time when we were facing election. There was no moral, economic, political justification or social justification for that decision. We have made our position known in the CB. We disagree with that. And we said it will produce bad instead of good. And we have indicated. Because it tampered with INEC processes. So many people testify that they trek from their home to the polling unit centers. And they trek back home. And because of failures of people system in some areas, they couldn't even vote despite the fact they trek. This is very bad. It's very sad for the country. That we cannot produce a conducive environment for people to exercise their franchise. It's a shame. From independence till today, the country will produce grandchildren. We are yet to produce a system that will be acceptable to all of us. This is a bipartisan position that we are talking about. Nigeria must function, must work. And finally, I'm calling on all the presidential candidates. By the result declared, SDP is number 6, and we produce senators, House of Reps. We are looking forward, by the grace of God, based on opinion poll, to produce governors, state assembly members. So we will be part of a decision making in Nigeria. We will be part of amendment that will make the life of Nigerians better. And we will know that we will be accountable to Nigerians. If we did not produce anybody, then we will say that probably we have no stake. As it is now, we have produced senators, we have produced House of Reps. We are likely to produce governors and state assembly, and therefore we will be accountable to Nigerians because some Nigerians trusted the party and elected this party. Finally, I want to once again thank the press for your loyalty and service to Nigeria. Please keep it on. no matter how difficult it is, how we are divided, no matter how politicians want to divide us, no matter how people in government want to use us for their interest, and yet none of the ministers ever resigned because there was no light, no electricity, no road to his community. It's a conspiracy of the elite at the highest order, while the innocent Nigerians continue to be victims, and they continue to use innocent Nigerians as a sacrifice, for their own personal interest. The media should continue to protect this country. The media is at the forefront of keeping Nigeria together. Please keep it up, no matter how temptuous it is to divide us. We need to move Nigeria forward. You should follow every issue thoroughly. You should follow every inch of investigation. By your profession, you have to investigate the rights and the wrongs. Please let us do it in the interest of Nigeria. Whosoever our judicial system have pronounced will stand by that person. And therefore, for the purpose of stability, for the law to prevail, we are standing, like I've said, by what INEC have declared so far, and we are also going to court. And I respect Peter Obi for saying that he will go to court. We supported him to go to court. We supported whoever disagreed to go to court, because this is the only way we can strengthen the fundamental pillars of democracy. This is the only way, no any other way. We are not military personnel that will stage a coup. The only period of coup in the democratic dispensation is on election day. That is when voters can go to vote and vote against anybody who did not do what he's supposed to do in his own position. Largely, there's a failure of discharging that right based on people compromise their conscience. And we will see worst of it, except if whoever, now based on the declaration of INEC, President-elect Bola Tinubu decided to go on reconciliation, sense of unity, form a government that will bring this country together, reduce the rancor, create jobs, take care of our hospitals. I hope he too will stop going to, abroad for medical checkups. He will build a referral or equip a referral hospital in Nigeria that we will do his medical checkup, so that we can show that we believe in our country, we believe in our system, we believe in our personnel. Unfortunately, most of the best hospitals in the world they go to, they meet Nigerians there, treating them, which means that we should be ashamed of ourselves, that we have the manpower to do what is right, but we compromise it. You can see governors converting money of the state into their personal pockets. And I urge states that voted against their governors to continue to vote against them, unless we drive this revolution. The governors will continue with this imperialist tendency, converting money meant for citizens of the state into their personal pocket. We must continue with this revolution to change Nigeria. The poverty level is unacceptable. It is completely unacceptable. On this one, I want to thank you once again for coming, for standing with SDP at all time. I can say this without any contradiction, that the media have been so friendly to SDP. Anytime we extend our invitation, you will be here. We remain very grateful for your patronage. Thank you very much.